I say welcome back to my video, guys. I have a topic today which is how to uplift. I need you guys to understand that in order for you to uplift, you need to be traveling and doing free work. You need to be able to be a person who's really, let's say, foundational in what you're doing. You need to be serious about your work, and you really need to grow on video when you're really speaking and when you're doing something. I mean, there's no bullshitting around in life. I mean, there's no fooling around and having fun only. I need you to be a person who's just growing. I need you to be a person who has the mindset and the capability to help other people. I need you to learn those skills. I need you to understand that being important has got to do with becoming more confident and also more courageous and taking more of those leap of faiths that you really need to really get more spiritual. I need you to understand that being a more spiritual person is more consciousness and it's more awareness of the world around you and also of the world inside you. I will understand though that no matter what, that the outside world never matters, and what does matter is only your inner world. I mean, your inside world is what matters. You need to improve that. You need to be able to improve what's inside. I mean, if you're throwing toxic poisons inside of your body right now, I mean, that is why you are a loser. I promise you, although, when you remove every single drug on the planet, I promise you, you have a better world. I promise you, although, that you never ever go and do drugs and illicit drugs, because that is how never to uplift people. I promise you that people are only inspired by those who do more. I will say though that when you do more, you'll be a person who's more energetic and you have more benefits in your life. What kind of benefits? You have more confidence, you have more courageousness, you have more ability, you have more charisma and enthusiasm. I need you to understand that those people who can communicate are the ones who can uplift. I mean, go and study about communication and about how it is to live life. I mean, do it on your own. I mean, go and write in your journal and figure it out yourself. I mean, it's really easy to write word for word in your own paraphrase context. I mean, go and study upon how to become better for yourself, because you'll understand that those people who never learn how to grow on their own will never ever learn how to go far beyond what anybody else can. I have to grow on my own most of the day. I read. I promise you, although, that those people can never do it for me. I then have to make sure that I'm journaling everything. I make sure that no matter what in my day, I'm always staying away from certain places and certain tasks, and anything I've done before, I stay away from it. I mean, I do it once and I move on. I mean, I came to Byron Bay. I did travel photos. I did around 2,000 photos. I mean, I'll never go back to the same places I went in Byron Bay. I mean, I already been there, I already seen it. I now see an area once, I move on. I need you to understand that that is uplifting. I need you to understand that those people who come 10 years later to live in Byron Bay because they liked some food in the restaurant, I mean, you have to understand that those people never grow. I mean, it's about growing. I mean, it's about living life. You need to be a person who's doing that. You need to be a person who's really never angry. You're never angry at what's happening. Although you have to understand that anger is jealousy, and those people will never uplift you. I need you to understand, if you're hanging around anybody who does drugs and alcohol right now, I promise you that you're just a person who's having fun and you are with lowlifes, and they will never lift you. I mean, as soon as you start to grow and become more serious about your career and success, I promise you that you'll go away from them and they will never follow you and they will never speak to you and they'll never be around you. I mean, what's the point in that? I mean, they're only around when you're having fun. I mean, they're only around when you're dying with them. I mean, when you are doing drugs and alcohol with them and just doing anything that's never growth, you realize that those people will be there for you. I mean, you never need to go downhill to have friends. You go uphill to find better friends. I promise you though, I promise you that those people who are lifting people are your best friends, because it's about being around those who grow rather than those who die. I need you to understand that a person can be 60 years of age. I promise you, although, that he can be 60 years old. I promise you, although another person can be 60 years young, I mean, just be on the young side and be youthful. I promise you that when you're looking young, as you age, you'll be a better person for it, and you have more feeling and energetic feels. You understand that good vibes have everything to do with more energy. You understand that those people who are really living life and lifting people are the ones who are living the most. You have to understand that those people who are growing and letting life and let be, I need you to understand you let yourself be in a way that you can grow. You grow, and that's going to help uplift you. I need you to understand that when you're uplifted yourself, by yourself, I mean, you use encouragement from the outside world in books. I mean, you can get some audiobooks and you can go and watch motivational videos every single day. I mean, that's going to give you some encouragement and knowledge to fuel you to go be more determined and more consistent and more driven and more successful, because the more knowledge equates to more awareness. I promise you, the more awareness you have, the more you can do your work. I mean, what is your work? I mean, your work in life must be growth. I mean, be a growth coach. I don't care what you are in life. I don't care. I need you to be a growth coach, because if you're a car salesman, I need you to grow in that. I need you to grow in sports. I need you to grow in whatever it is you're doing. I need you to be a growth coach. I need you to teach yourself how to grow in that. I promise you that you are now stuck somewhere. I promise you, although, that I never need you to be stuck. You may be a person who's never stuck. I would just elaborate that no matter where you are in this position, even me, I will say even I over me. I will say no matter what, that it's more that I overcome this situation, because you understand that I over me means I. I is everything. I need you to understand, though, that those people who are really living life are overcoming what they're doing. I mean, I overcome this situation right now because it's about living free. I mean, if I go back below, I'll have to go backwards. I never go backwards. I mean, I've been around Australia for 1 year. I never have to go to those places ever again. I mean, I visited 35 places and 35 hostels and around 247 places around Australia in 1 year. I mean, I never have to return there because I've seen it. I've seen it once. I can move on now. I've seen more of Australia than most people. I'll understand, though, that it's about living the lifestyle. I mean, the lifestyle is going to get you everything. You need to understand that those people who uplift and motivate people and who are just talented in a way that they can grow their skills, I mean, you have to become talented. You have to understand that you are born talented, although the people around you kicked you down so much that they decreased your talents. I mean, they gave you knowledge and myths, and you believed them, and you may have followed them, and because you did, you became them. I promise you, although, that you never follow the people around you. I promise you, you go follow something above you. I mean, go and follow those people who are more successful than you. I promise you there's more people who are successful than you right now. I promise you, although, that there are people who are more successful than me in some areas. I promise you that there are people who have massive muscles and look better in terms of body shape than me. I have to go and do it on my own anyway, because you understand that they will never lift the iron for me. You understand? I mean, I can get some motivation from them. I can get some knowledge from them. I can help them to guide me through it. I, although, can see how to do it myself. I mean, once you see how to do it, once you see how to do it yourself, you just forget about them. You just go and do it. I mean, now it's about finding the time and strategies in order to implement iron and lifting up body weights, and also making sure that you're getting more tone and you're looking better in terms of shapes and muscles. I need you to understand, though, that it's about time effectiveness and also confidence and your schedule every single day. I mean, you need to be able to do that. I promise you that some of you may have wives and husbands, and also maybe having to travel somewhere and have business schedules that maybe you have no time to do these muscle work behaviors. I, although, will say that you also need to stretch. You need to stretch all your life. I mean, you actually need to stretch like I do at the sports. I need you to understand that you need to find the time to do that. How do you do that? You go and find yourself a journal. You go find yourself a phone. You have a notes pad, inside of your phone. I mean, create some PDFs, upload it online, and start writing in those PDFs. I mean, write in your notes and make sure you export it and show it into the world for free. I need you to understand that the more you write and write and write, the more you're going to uplift and uplift and uplift. Because those people who are writing something and doing something, such as this video, or even on text by notes, I promise you that you will eventually learn how to grow more on your own. Because those people who never learn how to grow are with the crowd. I never need you to be with the crowd. I need you to be an entrepreneur, because an entrepreneur's meaning is just go alone. I mean, go and live alone. I mean, when you're alone, you have nothing distracting you. You have no people saying what you must do. I mean, you are your own boss. I mean, you are going everywhere on your own. I mean, you are doing everything that you need to do on your own. Although you do have mentors, and it's only other entrepreneurs who are more successful than you and who are doing something to give knowledge. You need to be around those people. You need to be around people who are really much more open. You need to be around people who are more exposed. I mean, you see famous people. I mean, most of them are unsuccessful in their fame. I promise you, most of them lose value over time. Why? Because they've never learned the attitude of growth. I promise you it's because they never learned how to grow on their own. I promise you many people judge me because I'm a star. I mean, no matter what, I see many people judge me because of who I am and how I look and my body tonality and my eyes and my hair. I mean, because I have a hair and I did my hair a certain way, I promise you they never come around me because of my hair. I promise you some people never come around me because of they never come around me because of my success. And they hate me because I'm just so much more successful. You'll understand that you in life must realize something. That in order to uplift people, you need to uplift yourself first. You need to uplift yourself first in order to realize that you can uplift other people. I mean, if you're never inspiring to yourself every day, I promise you that you'll never be inspiring to anybody else. You need to be a person who's really waking up every single day and happier than yesterday. I mean, you're doing something every single day to become happier and happier over time. I don't care what it is. You just have to realize that it's something about growth. I mean, go and grow in that area. You have many areas of life. You have spiritual, you have communicational, you have emotional, you have physical, you have personal, you have career success, you have business, you have mindset, you have positivity. I mean, go and study upon it and go and learn about it and go uplift people in it. I mean, go and be a parent right now, even when you're 15 years young. You understand? I mean, go and be a parent and start parenting at 15. I mean, start managing at 13. I mean, start uplifting people at those ages. I mean, start uplifting right away. You need to be able to go and do your work for free, because those people who are charging for their work, I promise you, are going to be slaves for money for the rest of the. I promise you they're going to be slaves for money for the rest of their life, because those people who are doing work for free, such as I, what happens is, I promise you, over the long term, when you're doing more work for free, you'll gain attention. You'll gain attention, you'll be known as the person who's doing all this work for free. You'll then gain credibility because you're never charging for your work and people trust you. You then will gain more engagement and more followers over time because you can also give some money for that and give some money for advertisements, and also make sure that you create a brochure of yourself and just say, you must come to my Instagram or something like that. You then send it for free everywhere. You create some business cards, you give them out. You give them out as quickly as possible. I need you always to be marketing and promoting yourself to new people. I mean, let them see you once and that's it. You understand? I mean, that's what self-promotion is. You go up to the person's face and you say, I need to inspire you. You can go and look at my Instagram. You just go. I mean, if they reject you, I mean, they never deserve it. I need you to understand though, that when you're in front of people and you're promoting yourself, I promise you that's uplifting. I promise you, even though they may not think about it, and may call you a stupid idiot for that, I promise you that when they are promoting themselves, I promise you that they'll remember you. You need to realize that those people who are really inspirational and really talented are the ones who've learned how to do that. I mean, to be inspirational, you have to learn some skills. I mean, it's about go and get it from the books. I mean, go and find some mentors and go and find people who can really help you in those areas. I mean, no matter what, I can help you in those areas. I'm just one person in this world. I mean, I'm something above this world. I can help you with many skills, and all you need is Jesus. I promise you, all you need is Jesus. You'll realize that Jesus can help teach you everything in life. You realize that no matter what happens, that you must be a person who's really growing and foundational in your life. Although, just realize to drop your ego. I mean, it's never about you. I need to realize it's something above you that's more important. I mean, it's something that's right here. I mean, it's just above your head. I mean, you need to go and reach that certain point. I mean, it's called growth. I mean, you need to realize that those people are really successful and foundational in what they're saying, are really the ones that have cultivated a skill called communication skills and are able to really get their word out there and do it more often. I mean, those people who communicate more are far more successful than those people who never do. I promise you, although, that you realize that communication is a way of life, and you should realize to go and learn it, and the best way to learn it is to write more communication. I mean, go and write more. I mean, have a journal and just write communication. I mean, just go and better in your communication. I mean, go and talk to yourself all day long. You realize that you talk more than the world then. I mean, no one's stopping you. You're talking to yourself. You're just talking and you're writing in your journal, word for word. I mean, you're just keeping it going. I mean, just write anything. I mean, I don't care what it is. I mean, talk about your past. I mean, talk about what happened. I mean, talk about the future. I mean, I don't care what it is. Just talk about something. I mean, talk about anything in your journal. I mean, talk about your negative moments and your positive moments. You understand? I mean, talk about all your life in that journal. I promise you, the more you talk about that, the more you help yourself to communicate better and uplift people. I promise you that it's so easy to have a journal and write all day long about yourself. I promise you, when you write about yourself all day long, I promise you that you're going to start building some self-love and you're going to start uplifting people. You have to understand that those people who read your story are going to be inspired by you. I mean, they're going to be your fans. I need you to understand that you go and be a person who gives money for people to see you, so you inspire them for something above. I need you to understand that it's never about people, and it's never about the world, and it's never about me. I need you to understand it's about something bigger than us. I need you to understand that it's something greater. I mean, go and work for it. I mean, go and work for that greater goodness in life. I promise you, that's inspirational. I mean, when it's us and we and our, I mean, that is when we are the best. I mean, we need togetherness. I mean, we need to be together, although we need, I promise you, that we need to be inspirational and leading people to become better. I mean, that's what a leader does. I need you to understand that those people who are transformational leaders, such as John C. Maxwell says, I promise you, those people are the people who are really foundational in their skills. I promise you, they are the people who are really doing something for nothing. As Brian Tracy says. I see, as Brian Tracy says, you have to realize that self-discipline is everything. You need to realize that those people who are more self-disciplined are going to be more inspiring. I mean, you look at the people who are really magnitude in their muscles, I promise you that they have discipline for that. I promise you that it's called self-discipline. I mean, you have to go to the gym every day. I mean, you have to stay away from certain food. I mean, you have to be consistent. I mean, that's discipline. You need to do that every single day. I mean, every single day I post 60 photos of myself. I mean, I post 60 photos. I post 100 photos of myself every single day that are new into my Instagram and social medias. You have to realize I do it for free. I mean, I get nothing in return for it, although I get something from myself. I get something for something bigger than myself. You have to realize that, in turn, I do something always bigger than who I am. I always try to give some skills and do this video, for example, in a hostel where somebody may come in and, let's say, interrupt the video. Although I can just pause it and I can relax. You have to realize, though, that you need to be that type of person who can just go around anywhere and do these videos. I mean, I have to stand up and do this video for 1 hour. I mean, it's worth it. You have to understand that it comes back full time. I realize that no matter what, each and every time I show my face, I succeeded. I showed up. I mean, 80% of the story is showing up first. You understand? I mean, show up first, you'll be dedicated. I mean, the more you realize that 20% of the information here is everything in life. You have to understand that no matter what, that you just be a person who is leveling up anyway. I mean, never limit yourself to percentages and numbers. I mean, never even mention numbers. I need you to realize though, that numbers is more when you have a better wisdom capability. So go and be a person who's really being a person in foundation to learn more and grow more. I promise you that's more important than numbers. I promise you those people who learn more about anything. I mean, go and learn about the tree. I mean, go and learn about anything. I promise you although that you learn something, because that's going to help you to find more knowledge. You'll understand though, to go and read something positive that's going to be beneficial in terms of growth. I mean, go and read success books. I mean, go and read positivity and make sure that you never limit yourself. I mean, go and read business books and finance books and go and dig in. I mean, it's that simple to be uplifting. I promise you when you read 50 million books, I promise you that you'll be inspirational. I promise you although that one book is 50 million books. I promise you, you go read the Bible, I promise you that's more than enough to uplift people. You understand? You have to understand that no matter what, that each and every book in the world derives from something bigger than us. I mean, it's personal growth. I mean, it's freedom. I mean, it's something to be cherished. I mean, cherish words. I mean, cherish your words, although better your words. I mean, never stay the same words. I mean, go and help your vocabulary to really become something more bigger in life. Go and use bigger context words. I mean, go and use vocabulary in your sentences. I mean, go and use something greater than you. I mean, words are powerful. I mean, words are going to uplift. I mean, when you look at Les Brown, I promise you when you see him motivate people on stage, I've seen him on YouTube. I mean, the guy is vibrating in the whole event. I mean, once you hear him, you can hear what powerful communication is. I need you to understand though, that some people can have powerful communication and 20 years later be very fat. Why? You understand why? Because they never learned nutrition and they never dug into it. I mean, when you learn nutrition, you'll never be fat. I will say so, that no matter what, you just be a person who is a greater you. I mean, be a greater you and be a person who can really show something for it. I mean, show greatness every single day. I mean, you're around people. I mean, just be around them to uplift them and that's it. I mean, never be around them to have fun. You understand? I mean, never be around them to just waste time. I mean, just go around them and say hi and how are you? I mean, it's really simple. You never start with the hi anyway. You never start with hello. You say, I just came here to ask what you guys are doing. I mean, just start with the I. I love you guys. I love how you guys are together. Although, do you recognize that you guys have to be leaders? I mean, you have to go and inspire those people. You have to realize that people are mostly in the fun range. I never need you to have fun. I can swear by oath, although I never swear, I can realize that it's more about growth. I realize that most people are having fun and dying. I used to have fun. I used to be that guy who was on the drugs and going on the weekends to do drugs in a nightclub and pick up women and just be lost and come back into my house at 7 a.m. I realized that no matter what, that the outside house and this outside range accommodation is never my accommodation because my accommodation is inside. I mean, I live inside my body. I mean, this accommodation outside me is something different. I mean, that's something that you need. Although you never need it, you understand that you can be a person who can live without this world. I need you to understand that no matter what, you can live always in the moment. You can live in the moment. You can be a person who's really never external, which is having fun. I mean, when people have fun, they're really deriving from what's outside. I mean, they're going to outside people to solve their problems. I mean, they're going to outside circumstances to help to solve their problems. I mean, they're using and abusing drugs. I mean, drugs and alcohol and drugs is never inside you. So why would you even go to the world to poison your insides? You'll understand that whatever's outside you can never please you. I promise you the only thing that can please you is growth. I promise you the only thing that can really satisfy you and make you more is your own skill asset in order for you to grow. I mean, your own skills are your only ability that can help you grow. I mean, go and increase those skills. I mean, what are the skills? I need you to understand that the skills are communication skills. You need to better your communication skills. You need to write more. I mean, that's a skill. I mean, when you write more, you will improve your skills. I don't care what it is. I mean, you talk about yourself more. I promise you, that's a skill. I apologize, Danny. I realize when I hit myself, I say, I apologize, Danny. I apologize. I mean, when I throw something and I realize I do something that I was never supposed to do, I say, I apologize, Danny. I have so much self-love for myself, so I make sure that I apologize. I realize that no matter what, I only apologize with my eye. I never say that I'm sorry or better remark. I say I'm rich or better. I can say I'm sorry or better. I never say I'm sorry because I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry because those people who are sorry all the time are going to be sympathetic and are going to really die. And now I say it towards myself. I apologize. I never say it to other people. I never say sorry to anybody else. I promise you there's a difference. I promise you there's a difference when you are saying sorry to other people and when you're saying sorry to yourself. You need to be a person to say sorry for yourself and never to yourself. I need you to be a person who's really just go in the flow and realize that in the flow you must grow. I realize it's about growth. I realize it's about evacuating and making sure that no matter what, when you evacuate, you're growing. How do you do that? How do you do that? You live inside. You make sure no matter what that you never go to other people to solve your problems. Although you go to other people who are much better than you in terms of growth, and you read from them and you be a student of them, I promise you, although, that you must solve your problems. I promise you, you must go seek out the knowledge that you need in any area of life. I mean, if you're having issues in any type of area and a problem in any type of area, you must go and read a book on it. You must go read more books on it. I mean, you must read for life. I mean, you must be a student of life in order to grow. You need to realize that it's about really being serious about who you are and really staying consistent to make sure you're moving forward and you're bettering your communication skills on camera and off camera. I mean, off camera is go and journal it and write some quotes. I realize, I apologize, Danny, I keep hitting the railing. I realize that when you're a person who loves yourself, I mean, you'll never cut yourself. I mean, you'll never do anything to be apologetic to anybody else. I realize that you'll be a person who never harms yourself and others. I mean, when I say that, you'll never harm a non-human animal either. I mean, you'll never eat it because other people are eating it. I mean, I never eat a pig anymore. I used to eat a pig because I was following other people. You should understand that Jesus was a vegan. You should understand that Jesus never ate human. I mean, Jesus never absorbed alcohol and drugs and never was a person who ate. I mean, he was never a person who ate meat. You have to understand that Jesus never ate meat. I mean, Jesus was a vegan. You understand, though, that those people who are vegans, such as I realize I've got so much more energy to uplift. I mean, that's the key asset that you need. I mean, you need more energy. I mean, go and do what's going to give you more energy. I promise you, veganism will give you more energy. I mean, go and stay sober in life. I mean, sobriety as alone, I promise you, is alone going to make you more energetic. I promise you, when you get off the caffeine, you have more energy. I got off the caffeine. I mean, it was a 6-month struggle. I mean, although I overcame it. I mean, every day I was just tired for 6 months. I quit the sugar too. I quit the sugar. I mean, I eat no processed sugar in life. I have no white sugar in my life. I overcame the white sugar barriers. I overcame soft drinks. You understand. I still have some sugar in peanuts. I apologize, Danny. I have some sugar in peanuts. I have some sugar in soy milk. I have some sugar in fruits. I mean, that's natural. I mean, it comes from the soy products. I mean, it comes from the peanuts. You understand. You understand, though, that the sugar inside fruits and vegetables is already as it is. I mean, it's supposed to be like that. I mean, anything that's added in sugar is what you need to eliminate. I mean, many people drink soy milk, which is sweetened. I mean, why do you have to do that? I mean, go and drink unsweetened milk. I mean, you understand that the best kind of milk to drink is soy unsweetened milk. Why? Because it has more protein and it's going to give you more energy. You understand that protein is a big factor for energy. I mean, when you're drinking only plant protein and doing only plant protein, you're going to have the most healthy energy. I mean, never even go and follow other people to go and do what they're doing. I mean, go and do what something above will do. I mean, go and look at Jesus, for example. I mean, go and follow his habits and what he done. And be more like Jesus, because Jesus was a leader. I mean, when you look at the story of Jesus, you go and note down what he done in his life. I promise you that what he done, you must do. I promise you it's the best barrier in order for you to uplift people. I mean, Jesus never had kids. I mean, never have kids. I mean, never have sex. I mean, never be a person who goes and tells other people to never do it. I will say that it's really about looking at his life. You understand that when Jesus never had sex, I promise you, when you have no sex, why are you ashamed? Why are you ashamed? Because look at Jesus. I mean, that's the kind of barrier that I use in my life. I never get ashamed anymore because I see guys having sex with thousands of women. I mean, the guy has sex with thousands of women. I had sex with far less than that guy. You understand though, that Jesus did also. I mean, because Jesus did also, I have no shame about how many women I had sex with. I mean, I use that kind of tool to boost my self-esteem because I look at Jesus, I compare Jesus with other people. I mean, I see this guy, he had sex with 5,000 women. I mean, Jesus never did. I mean, Jesus is a much better person. You understand? I mean, Jesus is much more. You understand though, that you realize I use Jesus as a compass. I realize that I will, however, be a better person, and you can have sex, and you can have a wife, and you can have all this. I although need you to use Jesus as a compass. I need you to go and do what Jesus is doing more and more. I will say though that eventually you're going to make and say that I see what Jesus is doing, I although need to have kids. I see what Jesus is doing, I although need to go and do something that's going to help me in some kind of fashion. I promise you that Jesus is a person who just forgives you about what you do, although you're the person who criticizes you the most. I mean, be a person who realizes to allow yourself to criticize you and to allow yourself to be negative. I mean, allow yourself to be negative and allow yourself to do whatever. I mean, allow yourself and never be ashamed about it. Never be ashamed about what you're doing. I mean, the law of allowing is just to be forgiveness. I mean, it's a way of life where you can just be a person who's really allowing yourself to do whatever it is that you do. I mean, without shame, go and completely be a person who's natural and just be with it. I mean, accept it. I mean, somebody may say something about it. I mean, accept what they say. I mean, when they tease you, accept it. I mean, accept it and be a person who really never regrets it. I mean, never regret what you've done. I mean, accept what you've done and move on. I mean, accept what other people are doing and who is going with who. Accept it, please. And accept that other people are more successful than you and accept for yourself to learn from them. I mean, it's about acceptance. You understand that uplifting is all about forgiveness and what Jesus has done. I promise you that you just be a person who's really inspiring in some aspect of your life. I mean, if you could be inspiring in just one area of your life, I mean, from all the topics and words in life, I mean, what is the best topic? I mean, what is the best word for you? I never do it for you, I do it for Jesus. I apologize, Danny. I realize no matter what, they realize, what is that best word that comes into your head? I realize no matter what, you have a head, you have a mind. I although will say that you are not your mind. What is that best word? I mean, that best word that where you can go and, that best word when you can go and inspire people by that word alone all your life. I mean, go and do it. I mean, go just do that all your life. I promise you that's the number one way to go about life. In your life. I promise you in your life. I promise you, although, that those people who are really inspirational are going to really conquer and succeed more. I realize it's never about conquering other people. I need you to understand it's more about conquering yourself every single day. I mean, go and conquer the mountain that is your mind, which is never your mind. I mean, go and overcome your ego. I mean, the ego is pessimistic and negative. I mean, you have an ego that is jealous and makes you scared and makes you fear life and also puts all these limiting beliefs in your head. I mean, the ego is what you've really accumulated over your lifetime. I mean, it's your habits. I mean, it's everything about what you think about all day long. I mean, you need to overcome the ego. You need to overcome your habits. You need to overcome your mind. I mean, you have to challenge your mind. You need to overcome it, and you need to be in control of it. I mean, when your mind is in control, you go and do what the mind, you go and be a slave to the mind, you go and do what the mind needs. I never need you to do what the mind needs, because my mind, which is never my mind, I say the mind sometimes needs me to go and speak to a woman because she's sexy, while I have to focus on something bigger. I mean, I say I don't care about her. I have to do this content to help someone. You understand? I promise you that the mind will say, I see a beautiful woman, I just talked to her, I just have to go talk to this one now. I promise you, I talked to her, I need to have sex with this one now. I promise you that it's destructive. I promise you, your mind is destructive in nature. I promise you, although, that those people who are becoming more destructive are the ones who are letting their minds overtake them. I promise you, the ego is something that you need to study. You need to be an analyst and a life coach about it. And you need to be a growth coach who can really study about how to do this in terms of how to overcome it. I mean, I need you to overcome the mind. I need you to learn how to overcome the mind. I need you to understand that it's about journaling. I mean, talk about yourself more and talk about how your ego is and what are you doing. And you need to realize that you need to see yourself much better. I mean, see the ego and look through the fear. I mean, the fear is the ego. I mean, when you get scared, I promise you it's because your ego made you scared. I mean, when you see scary images in your mind, which is never your mind, I mean, when you see scary images in the mind, you realize it's your ego sending you scary images. I mean, you're never that type of person to do that for yourself. I mean, when you were a little baby, you had no ego. I mean, you never need the ego. I promise you the ego needs the body though. I promise you the body is the heart. I need you to understand though that you live more in the body and that you live more in the heart, because it's the same thing, although you realize that those people who let go, I mean, you just jump around a bit, you loosen up, you shake it all about, and you do the walkie-talkie and you turn around, you understand? I mean, you just make sure you're dancing every single day. I mean, you're going to speak to someone, I mean, just dance around. I mean, be Muhammad Ali. I mean, never be like him. I mean, just go and do what he done. When he gets in the ring, and he's just dancing and swinging. I mean, you understand? I mean, go and dance around and prance around. I mean, prance around people and dance around people. I mean, I have that aspect of life where I do that. I follow Muhammad Ali in that aspect. I mean, I may just dance around and prance around. I may do that. I just do that every single day. I'm dancing around people. I mean, people go one way, I go the other way. I mean, when people go the other way, I go the other way. I mean, that people are never on my path. I mean, I follow Jesus' path. I'll go where Jesus' path goes. I mean, even when that means no kids, and even when that means no marriage, and even when that means no kiss on the lips with a woman. You understand? I have no shame about it, because I look at Jesus and I say, Jesus never done it. I have no need to be ashamed about it. I mean, when women are going for other men, I mean, no woman went for Jesus either. I mean, there's no shame about it. I use Jesus as my compass. You should understand, I use him as my guideline. I promise you that I look at Jesus, I have nothing to worry about. I mean, in the future, and I promise you, in the future, if I have no kids and no wife, I'll go and do Jesus' work anyway. I'll look at Jesus and I'll be grateful I have Jesus. You understand? Because I have no shame about it. I mean, other people say, you have no kids. I mean, they're going to say, wow, that this guy has no kids and that this guy has whatever. I mean, I don't care what they say. All they will say that you go and do your best. I mean, you have kids. I mean, you be a person who can do your best. I mean, I never need you to copy what other people say either. I need you to understand that the most important word in my life is I. I for everything. I mean, I start this video with I all the time. I mean, my first word in this video, you can go and check it out. I started with the I. You can go and check it. I mean, you'll see proof. You'll understand though that I only show myself much better. I do something that I can to succeed. I do something that's going to get me forward. I mean, I read a book a day now. I mean, I read 2 books a day. I read 3 books a day at times. You understand that no matter what, in the past 2 days, I read 3 books a day. I mean, I give $35. I realize that my money is much better worth it I promise you that my money is something greater because it's really something to do with wisdom. I put my wisdom into wisdom. I mean, I have habits where I get more finances. I then put it into self-education. I put it into music. I put it into something that's going to relate to my business. I mean, headphones, I mean, technology. I mean, something that's going to help me to have an online storage or website where people can check me out and where I can get some data. And while I travel, I need to travel and also brand myself and have new clothes to have photos in. I have to look new all the time. I have to make sure I'm always grooming. I'm always looking better than yesterday. I realize that when you have a wife and spouse and kids, I mean, never be satisfied with who they are. I mean, you'd be showing sympathy for them. I mean, when you look at a kid and you say, yeah, oh my God. I mean, you're saying, yeah. And you're saying, oh my God, I need you, baby. I need you. I don't know what that is. I need you to understand that you need to go and uplift that child. I mean, go and start teaching the child. You say, do you know what headphones are? You understand? I need you to go and teach something to the kid. I don't need you to, yeah. I don't know what that is. I don't know. I mean, it's like a fat person. I mean, cookie. I don't know what that is in life. You understand? I need you to be a person who's teaching something to that kid. I mean, teach something all your life. I mean, when you teach a kid like that, I mean, teach other people the same thing. I mean, teach people the same thing in terms of teaching something. You understand? I never mean the same thing, I mean the same thing in terms of something better that you can teach other people and your kids to succeed. I mean, when the kid's unaware of what something is, I mean, go and say, this is fiber. I mean, this is energy. You touch this, you realize you get a sound. You can hear that, you can touch. I need you to touch it lightly though. I need you to feel it now. I need you to feel, how does your skin feel on the steel? I mean, this is called steel. I mean, you have to understand that this is created for a bed. You understand? You start teaching the kid slowly. You understand? I mean, teach all day long. I mean, when you just look at the kid, you have to go over there. You have to go to the toilet. I don't know what the fuck that is. You understand though, that you care about the child, although you care about people and the child in a growth manner where you're teaching only. I mean, you're only teaching something. I mean, there's nothing else to communicate. I mean, you have to understand that teaching is communication. I mean, those people who never teach are showing sympathy all the time. I mean, they're showing negativity. I mean, the people who are just the crowd. I mean, the people who are just having fun. I mean, they're teaching nothing about anything. I mean, they go around the crowd and they're prancing around with the lollipop. I mean, I don't know what the fuck that is. I mean, I see women like that. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. I need you to understand that you go and be a person who really has an attitude that can have gratitude. I mean, be a person who really is fond of teaching something. I mean, I teach something. I don't care. I mean, many people judge me for who I am because of 10 years ago. I promise you I do more than them today. I give more than them. I give more self-education than them. I'm more successful than them. I'm traveling the world more than them. I'm doing everything more than them. I promise you, I'm even forgiving them. I'm a person who has forgiven them. You understand that I'm never in sorrow. I'm always a person who's doing something greater than I am. I'm always a person looking for something greater to learn. I don't care what it is. I mean, I look at a book, I read it on 3.5 times. I mean, I read it 3.5 times faster than what I'm speaking here. I really read it fast. I read a 22-hour book in a day. You understand? I read it really quick. I read Tim Ferriss' Tools of Titans in one day. I mean, most people read that in a month. I read it in one day. I can see what he's saying. I can see it because I'm a life coach. I'm a life coach. I have plenty of information to back up what Tim Ferriss is in life. I promise you. I promise you, Tim Ferriss is an entrepreneur. I see where he's going with everything. I mean, I hear certain information. I pick up something, a nice little clue or puzzle in terms of an idea that's really motivating. I realize I read more I read more books to really learn something. Although when I read, I do something else. I may market as well. I may go online and just like people's Instagrams. I apologize, Danny, so that I can get some more views. I realize so that I can get more views. You understand that those people who are really foundational in what they're doing are really the people who are marketing themselves and promoting themselves more, because you understand that those people who do can rise greater. You understand that those people who have more attention are better when they're growing than dying. I promise you, many people have so much attention and they never deserve it. I mean, you understand that they deserve it, although they never do, because they're never growing. I promise you, although, that you go and be a grower. I promise you that there are more successful people than some people in areas of life, and those other people are having more in terms of attention. You understand that there are some people who can teach you more than those people. I mean, you go and create a reality TV. You go and do a reality TV show. I promise you have 300 million followers on Instagram because you're spreading out negativity. I promise you that the world, and 99% of the world's population in terms of humans, are watching the news and watching anything. I mean, they're inspired by anything. You understand? I mean, they're inspired by negativity. I never need you to be that person. I never need you to be that person. I need you to be the person who's really spiritual and going away from drama and negativity into a world of fascination. I need you to be fascinated with life. I need you to look at the dog. I mean, when it's wagging its tail, and it's always like that in daily life. I mean, it's fucking going like that all the time. I mean, the dog is always passionate. I mean, it's so passionate. I need you to be passionate. I need you to be that dog in energy. I mean, that energy, that enthusiasm. I mean, I love it. I mean, I love that passion. I promise you, that is what you need. You need more of that because you're so energetic and you'll be that type of person. You understand? Because a dog that is really walking slowly and going, I mean, they're really slow. I mean, there's a big difference between an upbeat person who is energetic and a person who's really fat and eating potato. You understand? I'm Richard Bello. You understand though that your energy is everything. I mean, in order to uplift people, you need to be a person who's really energetic. I mean, be an upbeat person. I mean, go and do what high energy peak performance people do. I mean, go and be athletic first, and while you're athletic, go and be an entrepreneur also. I mean, go and study knowledge and be health. I mean, health first. I mean, health is number one. I mean, go and learn nutrition and realize that no matter what, you even have my PDF inside my Instagram. You can go and find my PDF inside my Instagram on my foundational results and how to lose weight and how to do nutrition all your life in a one simple plan in my PDF that's going to teach you everything that I eat on a daily basis and how to make your way forward into losing weight. I promise you it's a coach on wheels, and that PDF alone is going to really teach you alone how to do everything. I promise you although that you go and study everything more, even more. I never need you to limit yourself. I need you to realize that you change approach. I need you to change approach all the time. I mean, when you're walking in one way, I never need you to walk in any manner that's been already. I need you to walk in a different manner all the time. I need you to be looking for new ways of thinking. I mean, I need you to go and do new ways of studying and new ways of doing things and new ways of looking and being. I mean, I never had a beard before. I tried something new. I let it grow. I let it grow. I mean, I never traveled Australia for 1 year before. I fucking done that now. I tried something new. I never had Sennheiser headphones that are vegan cushions. I fucking done something new. I apologize, Danny. I realize no matter what, that I hit myself 5 times, I make sure I apologize. Because I affirm to myself in that statement that I love myself. Because sometimes when you hit yourself and you never apologize, and you never say, I apologize with your name, I promise you that you then may be a person who convinces yourself to hit yourself. You understand? Because some people may hit themselves and never say anything about it. I realize that it's much better to hit it, and say something in terms of, I'm sorry. I'm never sorry. Although I never need you to hit it. I never need you to hit it. I although need you to understand that when you accidentally hit yourself, to say, I'm sorry, or better. I never need you to be sorry. I never need you to say, I'm sorry. I can say, I'm not sorry. I can say, I'm sorry, Danny. I'm sorry, Danny. I realize now it works. I understand what my sorriness feels. I understand what my sorrow is. I promise you, when you say sorry to somebody else, I promise you that person has fooled you. I promise you that person has fooled you into being sympathetic and lifting them down. You understand? Why? Because you're unaware. Negativity and drama and something that never teaches you is unawareness. Go and spark up tension to teach something in your journal all day. I don't care what it is. Start slow. That's what I do. I start slow. I may write a sentence that teaches something. I then go into my business of how my day was. I then teach something about how my day was. I then slowly and slowly and slowly, I progress forward so quickly, and people judge me based on my age and based on how I look and how successful I am about my results. Once I've lost the weight, who are you going to believe about losing weight when I've lost weight? You just may be a hater then. You may be a person who just is really jealous about my results, so you just go somewhere else. I don't care. I don't care. People will never exactly tell you and pinpoint exactly what you're doing. I need you to understand, though, that those people who are growing will. I promise you, although, that you're the only person who can really pinpoint your life. If you're not able to pinpoint how you grow today, I promise you, you need to learn more. I promise you, you need to stay a student, and I promise you, you need to start bettering your mentality and being serious about yourself. Never joke about yourself. You understand that? Go and be a person who's serious about growth. Be a serious person who's growing. Be a fun person in growth. How do you have fun? Meditate. Go and sit down quietly somewhere and meditate. Envision yourself doing your life. That's fun. To envision yourself in anything you do is fun. Go and fantasize about yourself in life. Go and fantasize about anything with yourself. Never fantasize about other people without you. You understand? Go and fantasize, although realize that when you're having fun, you can just go for a walk for 30 minutes and just check out everything and listen to music. Just that is fun. I realize that I walk and I talk. I walk and write in my journal because I'm learning and growing. I'm reading and walking. I'm growing because I'm reading. I'm writing something down. I don't care what it is. I'll say that. I write 23,000 quotes. You'll understand that I have over 23,000 quotes. I, each and every single time, have more and more capabilities to make the 50,000 quotes. Because each and every time I get one idea, which is just a thought form, which I just put it on paper and I teach it. I don't care what it is. This is a thought form. This video here is a thought form. I had to stand up. I showed up. 20% of the story is just standing here and talking. 8% of the story is just action. Just stand up and do it. You understand? 20% is the talking part. You understand that you must be a person who is leveling out yourself much better always. Never level out the next person. Go and better yourself and your life and how you are. Go and be better now than you ever were. Go and have more knowledge now than you ever had. Go and see more places now than you ever have before. Go and look better today than you ever have before. Go and have more energy today than you ever have before. I promise you, veganism is one. I promise you, sobriety is one. You understand? You understand that one is a story. I promise you, one is unique. I promise you, there is only one of you in life. I promise you, there's only one of everybody in life. I promise you, everybody is important. I promise you, everybody is significant. I need you to understand that everyone, including the non-human animals, is just as important. Do you understand? You understand how life is going. You understand when you're turning vegan, you help save many of those creatures. I promise you that many people eat dogs. I don't know why. You understand that a dog is just as important as a snake and just as important as a horse, and many horses are getting killed. You understand that you be a person who's never cruel to anything of this life. You be a person who's really saving creatures more and more than you are killing them. I mean, it's much better to save your life than kill your life. Do you agree? I mean, why would you go and do it to a non-human animal because you believe you're better? I promise you that everything in this world is equal. I promise you that God and something above us, I promise you no matter what, that you realize that everything is equal and number one. I apologize, Danny. I promise you there's only one tree that can grow like that in this world. I promise you when you look at a tree, I promise you there's only one of those trees. I promise you when you see a grass, I promise you when you see a dirt patch of any kind, I promise you that's the only one you'll see. I promise you when you see something made in terms of architecture, I promise you that's the only one that's going to be made. You understand? I promise you that's the only one. I promise you that's the only fan. I promise you that is everything. You need to realize that what you look at is only number one. I promise you there's only one of it. Your life must be unique. Your life must be something greater than you. Your life must be inspirational or nothing. I mean, go and do what inspirational people do. I promise you it's that simple. I mean, who inspired you when you were growing up? Why did they inspire you? Why? Is it because of their looks? Is it because of their athleticism? Is it because they are successful? Is it because they have so much attention? I don't know. You go find out and you go and learn how. I mean, when it's about attention, you're going to learn attention. I mean, when it's about athleticism, you're going to learn about athleticism. I mean, go and study upon what it is that you need to succeed. I promise you that reading alone is never enough to uplift people. I need to read to encourage myself every single day to keep my cell in a better way. I need to understand that Jim Rohn says that, although I said that in my own way. I need to understand that Jim Rohn says, set the sail in a better direction. I set the sail by reading something positive every single day. I read something positive, I stay away from people, I see them having fun. I realize that Jesus had no fun, although Jesus had so much fun growing. I promise you, growth is the way of life. I promise you, many people are having fun and never growing. I promise you, they're living for the weekends. I live for every day. I live for every day now. I don't care about the weekends. I say, thank God it's Monday. I say, thank God it's Tuesday. I say, thank God it's Wednesday. I say, thank God it's life itself. I'm grateful for my life because I'm growing every single day. I've learned the skills to grow. I really learned them while I'm journaling. I've journaled. I realize I journal every single day. I have to journal in order to get myself around. I'll teach you some skills around Byron Bay. I came to Byron Bay. I said, day one. I came to Byron Bay. I said right away, without even getting my journal, I have to go and do some travel photos right away. I took 1,000 photos. I posted online for free. Is it worth it? I mean, people are going to see 1,000 photos of Byron Bay. I seen Byron Bay. I had a nice, incredible time doing that. I mean, with my selfie stick and taking all these photos and just looking at Byron Bay. I have day two. I get in my journal. I say, I've been in those areas. I make sure to go and travel. I make sure to go and, I have to go and do travel photos in those places I've never been. I will go to the lighthouse on this day. I'll make sure that no matter what, I brand myself. I then go and do another 1,200 photos. I make sure to brand myself once. I get here, I upload the photos. I make sure I'm marketing. I make sure I'm reading. I make sure that I'm just growing in some type of way and writing and grooming and making sure that I look better. I make sure that no matter what, that I plan what I'll do today. I realize that today I have to go to the Woolworths, which is a supermarket in Australia, to get some food before my day, in terms of before I go somewhere out and about. Why? Because I realized that the Woolworths is close, and I realized for 7 days, I will be going to the Woolworths first to get some food, and then I'll go. I realize I have a structure. I realize now, I did most of the travel photos in Byron Bay. I never have to do it again. I never have to see the area again because I've seen it once. I just go to the lighthouse to see the lighthouse once. I then will realize I just have some branding photos to do. I realize then I have to go. I've seen Byron Bay. I mean, I have no families here to visit. I mean, I have no kids here. I mean, I have nothing here other than Byron Bay to see it and fucking leave. You understand that I don't care about those people who are going to restaurants today and next week. I don't care about them because they're never in my life. You understand that when I travel to New York, I'll fucking see the whole place once. I'll just go. I mean, I've got nothing else to do there. I'll go fucking somewhere else. I'll go to Rome. You understand? You understand that when you're alone, you'll never ever be brought down. I mean, there's nobody else to come with you. You just fucking go when you need to go. I promise you when you have a girlfriend and your girlfriend doesn't want to go and you want to go, I promise you that you fucking go. You understand? I promise you never be held back by anybody. You fucking make it clear. You say, I'll fucking go. I'll leave you here because I have to fucking go. You understand? You need to go. I don't care because if she says you can never go because she is there, I promise you, you never fucking need that woman in the first place. You understand? Because you never let a fucking woman control your life like that. I promise you, when you have to do something and a woman says you cannot do it because otherwise she'll leave you, I say you fucking leave straight away. You understand? Because you never let other people control you like that. I promise you, when life is conditional on you, you must be unconditional and show them the door. You understand? You must be unconditional in life. You must be welcoming and forgive them. And also, when they leave, you must let them come back. You understand? You never resent because when you let them come back, you forgive them. I mean, when you let them go, you forgive them. I promise you, when you're resenting them to grow, when you're resenting them to go somewhere, you're holding them back. I mean, you're holding that person back and you're saying, please don't leave me. I never need you to be that person who says, please don't leave me. You understand? I need you to let them go. I need you to find out that life is to be lived alone. I mean, you're living alone this whole time. I mean, for the next 73 years of your life, you're going to be living alone. You're going to be alone. I mean, you may be with people, you're going to be alone though. I mean, none of those people can help you grow. I mean, growth alone is your journey. I mean, it's your intentional growth. I mean, you have to intentionally grow, as John C. Maxwell says. I promise you, it's intentional growth. I mean, John C. Maxwell is one of the people who gave me the best ideas. I mean, he said, write it down. I mean, write any idea down. I mean, he said, write any idea down, is what he said. You realize that I have to repeat this again. I mean, he said that you need to write any idea down that you have so you can really benefit your life and so you can succeed. I realize I have to repeat myself because when I have no I in place in my sentences, I've just got worse. I have to repeat my I in that sentence in order for me to grow, because I said in this video that my I is the most important. I realize that in my day, I use my journal to communicate. I say in my journal, I improved my I today. I mean, I write about my I as much as I can in that journal. I mean, that's my task all day long. I decide that. You understand now that John C. Maxwell said, you must intentionally grow. I mean, he said, intentional growth never just happens. I mean, you have to make it happen. I have to fucking make it happen. I have to fucking intentionally grow somehow. I have to fucking look for the resources. I have to fucking go and write it down. I have to fucking take the action to grow. I have to fucking take the action to look good and better than yesterday. I mean, I have to take the action to go improve every single area and skill in my life. I mean, it may be communicational. I mean, it can be physical. I mean, it can be video work. I mean, it can be fashion model. I mean, I've learned so much being a fashion model person now because I change my clothes every fucking few days. You realize I sleep in the same clothes. I mean, I never sleep in the same clothes. I although have skins I sleep in and a shirt. I change my shirt every couple days or few days. Whereas, no matter what, I'm always changing my clothes. I'm always looking new. I love that. I love that. When I get on a plane, I fucking made sure that I have 4 kilos on the plane and that's it. I fucking made sure of it. You can understand that those people who carry 30 kilos on the plane, I mean, they're giving more money and they fucking have much more to carry around. I can fucking pick up my shoulder bag, which is all I have in terms of, I have more than a shoulder bag. I have my shoulder bag. I have myself. I have Jesus. I have this world. I realize that I'm something above this world. I realize no matter what, I just get my shoulder bag. I just get on a plane. I mean, I have all the clothes on me. You understand? I just fucking go. I mean, traveling for me is light. I mean, you have to understand that light is the way to go. I mean, when you're doing muscle work, you're doing it lightly. You're never doing anything heavily. You understand? You're doing everything light. You need to be light. You never need to be anything darkness in life. You need to be light. You need to be lighter, and you're supposed to be having an easier life. I mean, an easier life is a lighter life. I mean, you never do what's easy. You never do what's easy. You do what's hard to make it easy. I mean, most people are doing it easy to make it hard. You understand that most people are just going to the nightclub to fuck around. I mean, that's fucking easy to do. I mean, it's fucking easy to just go and have fun. I mean, a fucking kid can have fun. I mean, anybody can have fun. You understand though, I'm a baby. I'm a baby. I never have anything against anybody. I, although, see that kids can grow the most because they learn so quick. You understand that kids and babies, I mean, I'm a baby. I mean, babies learn so quick. You understand? I'm that baby. I fucking know quicker than the baby. I fucking realized that when I was a little baby running around, I fucking believed in my dad. I believed in the world. I believed in everything. I then fucking summed up an ego. I fucking realized that suddenly my dad, who was my biological dad, is really the person who fucking led me astray from the finances and fucking my health. I realized that he was never such a role model that I used to believe when I was a fucking little child. I'm still a little child. I'm still a little child. I'm not a little baby now. I'm a small baby. I'm still a baby. You understand that? I need to repeat that because you understand that throughout time, I'm still that baby. I just grew up in maturity. I mean, I have to say that I, when I was less mature, was looking at everybody to help me. I mean, I was looking at everybody else except for myself. You may have been that person too. You'll realize that you have an ego though. You grew up with an ego and believing people around you that they are the ones to help your life. I mean, nothing in life is granted. You need to create it. You understand? I mean, you were given life. I mean, be grateful for it. You understand? You were given life. You were created. You understand? So, in order for you to be a person really giving back in life, you need to give first without expecting anything in return. I mean, when you say that, you realize that you go and give the person $100 and you just go. I mean, you never fucking expect them to give you money back and anything back and any favors. You understand? I mean, just go. I mean, although you can go around and ask people for free. I mean, are you able to promote me on your Instagram for free? I mean, are you able to put me on your story? And you can ask daily life people to do that. I mean, you can just take a photo of my brochure and put it in your story. I mean, they may have 10,000 followers and 1,000 of them may be looking at their story. I mean, that's 1,000 views. You understand? You go and ask people to go and put you in their story and to promote you for free because you're working for free. I promise you deserve it for free. I promise you when a woman or man or anybody is never willing, I promise you when they're never willing to do anything for you for free, I promise you they're never your friends. I promise you they're never your friends and they're chatting about you in a bad way. You need to be able to do it for free. You need to realize that those people who are really foundational and living life are doing it for free and expecting nothing in return. I mean, they're just doing it for something. I mean, they're just motivated by something. You understand? You need to be that person. You need to be that person who's uplifting, and you need to realize it's about now. You live it now, you live life. You live life in the moment. You live life right now. You realize that this moment is everything because those people who are really foundational and accepting life are really going to find out how to uplift. I mean, they are the ones who are uplifting because they're accepting it. I mean, you need to accept yourself first in order to accept others. You need to do everything for yourself first in order for you to help others and do it for them. Because it's never about them and it's never about you. You have to understand it's about something greater than you. You understand that you only improve, you only ever improve, never for yourself, you improve only for something greater. I mean, you need a greater you. You need to improve for that greater person of you. I promise you, that is what you're working for. I mean, leave room for improvement every single time. I mean, leave 1% of improvement all the time. I mean, go and learn something. I mean, when you think you know it all, just say, I'm leaving room for improvement. I promise you, you just say, I'm open-minded. I'm willing to learn. I'm learning. You just say, I'm learning now. Say, I'm interested. I'm more interested now than ever. You need to use positive affirmations. You need to be a person who's really crucial to success. I mean, you need to be that person for your higher self, because other people are going to look to you to make sure that you are the person who's going to help them. I apologize, Danny. I realize no matter what, that you just be conscious of every single step that you make and every single error that you make. I promise you'll make mistakes. I promise you, you see it, you fucking never do it again. I apologize, Danny. I realize no matter what, that I've hit myself 7 times in this video. I realize that each time that I affirm it, I realize I love myself more because I never meant it. I mean, I was doing it accidentally. I mean, some people will hit the pole and really mean it. I mean, they really mean it. I mean, that's really harmful. I mean, I'm never that type of person. I used to be that person. I used to hit myself on the head over and over. I used to just smack my head for no reason. I used to cry too. I used to cry while doing it. You understand? That is harmful. I mean, that's a psychotic killer. You understand? I was schizophrenic. I was a person who was drug-induced to gain a mental health disorder because I followed people around me and I believed that drugs is, I promise you, I believed that drugs was the way. I was led to believe that. I thought I was stupid. I'm not stupid now. I realized that I'm a sober person now. I love myself more than ever, and I realized that now, since I've been going around Australia, I see so many women around hostels. I can get with them. I can get with them. I can get with the crowd. I can do something fun. I realized that in a month's time, I have to go back to Sydney because I've been having too much fun now. I realized that my success is going lower because I've been hanging around with people who do nothing. I have to be alone in order to keep traveling. I have to be away from those people so that I can see more of the world. I mean, I've been only able to do it because I've been alone. I mean, the more you are going around with the crowd, I promise you, the more you're delaying your success. I promise you, it's either the crowd or your higher self. I mean, you can never have both. You can never have both. You can go to that crowd, you can uplift them for a moment and then promote yourself. I then need you to leave. I need you to go somewhere else. I promise you, when you stay with them, I promise you they're going to kick you down. I'll take this woman. I mean, you never touch her, bro. I mean, why are you even there? Because that person is already saying that you are not allowed to touch that woman. I promise you, although you never even had it in mind, I promise you they make it look sus. I mean, they make it look sus like you're going to take that woman. I'm sorry, Danny. Realize no matter what, you realize that you never be around those people because they're only there for the fun. I mean, they're only there for the fun. And in 5 months' time, these hostile people that you see around each other, I promise you they're going in separate ways. I promise you they'll never ever see each other again. I need you to be the person who's just going alone because you'll see your life. You'll see yourself all your life. You understand? I promise you, you trust yourself in something greater. I mean, go and do something greater. And what that greater is what you trust in. I mean, trust in something bigger than this world. I mean, trust that there is an afterworld. You understand? I mean, trust that there is eternity. I mean, trust in it. I mean, have faith in what Jesus said. I mean, have faith. I mean, believe there is a God. I mean, believe something bigger in life. I mean, when you believe something bigger in life, I promise you I got shivers right now. I promise you when you believe in something bigger than yourself, I promise you you'll become it. You understand? I promise you, although that is how to inspire and how to uplift people, I promise you, although, that you realize in this video that you go and share it around with people that you believe who may need it, because you'll understand that you'll be doing it for a higher power. You'll be giving me some free love over here, and free love is the best kind of love. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video.